once again, school is finally over. I finally graduated from senior high school, and I am once again very late to tell you about this. So let's talk in a YouTube video. So today, I'll be talking about my experience in this year's Rspc. Before we talk about it, please hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you won't miss any more updates. So without further ado, let's begin. After 1 week of enjoying the fruits of our labor, we returned to train for Rspc, and there were a lot of changes in the script, the sound beds, and even the infomercial itself. We had a little chit chat before we started training, and our best technical, Christine, wanted to make some changes in the sound beds, the flow of the script, and even the update of our infomercial because our coach, Sir Enrique, didn't like the infomercial because it was loud and it sounds like it was made by elementary pupils. So he told us to make another infomercial that is still related to the election. In the infomercial, I play as an old man where I sound like I'm running out of voice, making my voice look like this, and putting the tongue on top of my lips every time I talk. This technique on how to do that voice is to make sure your voice sounds raspy and dry, and doing some screaming sounds while doing the voice, like this. What's that, Sonny? While screaming, slowly put your lips underneath your teeth like an old person who doesn't have dentures. After our training, we got a memorandum, a parent's consent, and a schedule that contains the events of Rspc, where our billeting school is Bunuan Bukig National High School, and we'll be staying there in February 10 to 14. So there won't be another Valentine's Day vlog this year, but that's okay, since I've been through enough anyway.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
My heart's broken, bro.
After receiving those, I went home and packed my stuff and told my parents about the schedule of Rspc and helped me pack up early. We went to the division office of San Carlos City to have our lecture and workshop in February 7. We went there at 8:45 a.m. and meet up with the other winners from different group categories like Radio Broadcasting Filipino, TV Broadcasting in English and Filipino, and the radio broadcasters from the elementary department. While we were talking to the different group categories, a group of people and a priest came to the conference hall to shower us with God's blessing as a good luck charm. After that, they left and continued praying the Holy Rosary in the entire building. One of the lecturers is Sir Elmer, since he works in the division's office. They greeted us with joy and confidence and talked about their experience as a campus journalist during their time. After that, they told us to present our newscast one by one, except for the TV broadcasters, since they're working on making a newscast about Rspc. We were called to present our newscast, and the lecturers told us that we still need to improve. We said our thanks and went back home to prepare for Rspc. We arrived in St. Charles Academy at 7:25 a.m. and we were stuck in the front gate because in every Monday, we prayed the Holy Rosary outside, making it hard for us to get in. While waiting for the gates to open, my fellow radio broadcasters called me to go to the minor basilica of St. Dominic de Guzman to have a short prayer to shower us with courage and confidence. After that, we returned to St. Charles Academy and waited for the gates to open. They finally opened the gates at 7:45 a.m. and my mom parked inside the campus. We waited until 9:10 a.m. and we put our stuff inside the van. After that, the van left and we went to the other van. The first van went to Bunuan Bukig National High School to drop off our stuff, while the second van went to Dagupan City National High School, and we went to the second van for the rehearsal. After rehearsing, we ordered some food at McDonald's and went to Bunuan Bukig to eat our lunch. After eating, we fixed our stuff, and here's the view of Alright, so we're now here in Bunuan Bukig National High School, which is located in Dagupan City, and it's very much far away from here to the place that we're going to compete. from Bunuan Booking to DCNHS. It's really far away. So right now, we're just taking a nap because later in the evening, we're gonna be having dinner. This is our room right here, which is the boys, and right over there on the other side, that's the girls. The other rooms, however, there are the other rooms from different schools. These two rooms are for the secondary level. Down there, the second floor is the elementary department. I slept at 2:57 p.m. and woke up at 3:30 p.m. because my head hurts. The Boy Scouts called us for the welcome program at 3:45 p.m. and we went to the gymnasium. The program ended at 5:45 p.m. and we returned to our rooms to prepare ourselves for dinner. I went to the bathroom to take a bath because the water temperature is nice and warm, and I also wanted to wear my bluey pajamas that my cousin gave me during Christmas. While waiting for dinner, I had a light snack, which are cup noodles, because my teeth hurts due to the elastics, and I needed something soft so that I can get used to hard foods. We ate our dinner and cleaned the room since they used the boys' room, aka our room, to eat dinner because there were only 6 of us in the room, making it a wide space for us to roam around. Everyone took a bath after eating while I brushed my teeth and put on my elastics. After dinner, we called our loved ones to update them, and everyone had a good night's sleep.
To our gymnasium while waiting to our dignitaries from SDO San Carlos.
So I just woke up at 3:45 in the afternoon. What you've heard right now is that they're calling us for the opening program, meaning that they're going to welcome us San Carlos City students. So let's go downstairs, and they're playing copyrighted music right now. I better stop this. Alright, so it's 6:28 in the evening. I took a bath using and wearing my bluey pajamas. T-shirt, pajama. And the view when it's nighttime is so amazing in here. Look at it, it's so beautiful from here to here. Like, it's so pretty. The lights are so flashy. It's pretty amazing in here, not gonna lie. So this is the room that we're going to stay in until Friday. This is my bed right here, while the rest are for the teachers and my fellow staffers. Right now, they're still cooking dinner. We also got some cup noodles right here as my light snack, some water, my belt bag, some stuff, my mom's mirror, my shoes, my luggage, my bed's right here. The reason why I put my bed right here is because it's right next to a charging port where I can charge and record my sleep data in Pokemon Sleep. Right now, I am waiting for the others because dinner's not yet served. I just had my light snack, which is one of these cup noodles, which is the seafood flavor. I bought 3 of them. We got bulalo and spicy bok choy right now because I just ate seafood. I also forgot to mention that the SDO of Dagupan City actually gave us this message. Welcome SDO San Carlos City. Thanks by SCA. I think I want to add something here, but nah. We also have some house rules right here. No ID, no entry. It's a good thing that we always pack our IDs, and if we don't have one, we cannot enter the competition. Silence around the billeting area and at their sleeping quarters, especially during sleeping hours. They shall observe the 10 p.m. lights off and the 4 a.m. lights on policy. Does that mean that they're going to turn off the lights automatically, or the teachers here in this room are going to turn off the lights themselves? To be honest, I still don't know. Alright, so day 1 has finally begun, so we are prepared right now. We're wearing our old staffer uniform because later after the opening program we will be having a parade, so we'll be wearing this for now instead of the current one because we wanted to surprise them. And to be honest, wearing this old staffer uniform is just very nostalgic, and at the same time it's completely different because we're not in Ilocos anymore. We're now in Dagupan City. I fell asleep at 11:09 p.m. and woke up at 4 a.m. because I was binge watching Bleach. To start my day, I ate some cup noodles once again to relieve the pain in my teeth because in Pokemon Sleep, I was experiencing teeth problems. At 5:15 a.m., I took a bath and wore my old staffer uniform that I used in last year's DSPC and RSPC because there will be a parade. At 6:40 a.m., we went to CSI Stadia to witness the parade, and we bought some souvenirs as well. At around 9:15 a.m., the opening program started and watched the performers from the RFOT, or the Regional Festival of Talents. Each and every single division performed. And after that, they started performing their yells while we stood there for a few minutes and left the stadia to buy some lunch at Jollibee. After eating our lunch, us radio broadcasters returned to Bunuan Bukig while the individual contestants went to the Dominican school because that's where their contest is held at. Went back to Bunuan Bukig at 11:45 a.m. to change our clothes and take some rest while I did my laundry. We started our training at 1 p.m. and finished at 5:20 p.m. We ate our dinner and cleaned the room while I went to the bathroom because I smelled so bad. We continued practicing at 9 p.m. and I almost fell asleep, but luckily I was fully awake after exercising my voice. We finished at 10:50 p.m. 10:50 p.m. 10:50 p.m.
They shall observe the 10 p.m. lights of silence around the billeting area and at their sleeping quarters, especially during sleeping hours.
And we all went to sleep.
Alright, so it's the second day and we're next. We radio broadcasters or group categories are the next ones to compete because the individual categories are now finished. Here's our van right here. We're going to St. John Cathedral to get our stuff, which are printers, laptops, AUX, and extension wires. And then we will go to DCNHS to compete. It's already 6:11 in the morning, so let's do this.
I fell asleep at 10:50 a.m. and woke up at 4 a.m. since us radio broadcasters are the only ones who will compete this time, while the individual contestants will enjoy sleeping for as long as they can and enjoy wandering around the campus. We quickly prepared our stuff and we left at 6:10 a.m. We first went to West Central Elementary School to get our sealed items so that we can use it for the contest. As we got inside, the RSPC staff were struggling to find our sealed items, but after 15 to 20 minutes, they found it. We carried our sealed items to the van and we went to drop off the collaborative publishers first, and they left at 6:55 a.m. We arrived in the Astrodome at 7:05 a.m. and dropped our sealed items next to the others. The judges are the same ones as last year's RSPC, so that wouldn't be a problem. Unlike last year's RSPC, they let us keep our phones, but in exchange, we cannot use them. That's why they told us to put it on silent and or airplane mode. They only introduced the judges during that time, and we asked them some questions just in case, since there were a lot of brand new rules. After that, we went to Dagupan City National High School to have our script writing and printing of our script. They gave us 2 hours, 1 hour and 30 minutes for the script writing and another 30 minutes for printing. We quickly printed our script without even checking or rehearsing if the newscast is actually 5 minutes or not, and the teachers were stressing us out due to their level of strictness. We finished at 12 noon and we got separated in 4 rooms. Room 7 is for the news anchors, Room 8 is for the technicals, Room 9 is for the directors/script writers, and Room 10 is for the news reporters. I stayed in Room 10 and the room is quite full since there were a lot of news reporters. We waited and practiced our script starting at 12:10 p.m. until 6:10 p.m. since we're going to present our newscast later because we got the number 12. There are 14 divisions in RSPC and we got the number 12 before we started making our scripts. We were so focused on practicing that our voices were getting tired, so we decided to mingle with the other news reporters and they were very friendly. One of the teachers was so strict that she didn't allow us to grab our bags,
Including my book bag.
She said that we're not allowed to grab our bags with us because it has our phones inside and we might use them.
What were they even thinking?
They allowed us to keep our phones, but they don't allow us to have our bags with us just because they have our phones?
They could have at least had their phones and retrieved them after presenting, just like last year's.
Although everyone didn't like her announcement, the teacher did make an exception where we can only keep our wallets in our pockets just to keep them safe. I even have a complaint that my belt bag contains my emergency items besides my phone and wallet.
And they're just taking it away from us just because of our phones?
I tried to reason her out for it, but she insisted. So I put all our bags back to our rooms where we did our script writing and returned to our respective rooms for each role. We presented our newscast in the same place where we did a rehearsal in day 0, but the difference is we can use up to 4 microphones. This is perfect since we were struggling with the Filipino people echo in DSPC.
The voice of the Filipino people.
Our official time is 4 minutes and 58 seconds, meaning that we were under time and we're 2 seconds ahead from reaching the 5-minute mark. After that, we got our stuff back and returned to Bunuan Bukig to eat dinner with Coke. Finally, Coke! After eating, we had a karaoke party and slept at 10 p.m.
Alright, so I'm back and we just finished our contest for Rspc and there were a lot of changes. First of all, they allowed us to keep our phones. But in exchange, we have to put them in silent mode or in airplane mode. Second, they do not allow us to keep our bags, backpacks, tote bags, and belt bags while waiting for the number so that we can rehearse. And there's a time limit, 1 hour and 30 minutes for making the script, 30 minutes for printing, and then 5 minutes for leaving the room. Unfortunately, we extended for a little bit. We tried to please the teachers, the moderators in DCNHS, but they said to us we need to follow the rules, otherwise we'll get disqualified or we'll get a -1 point. So we had to follow the rules. At around 12:10, we went to our separate rooms, one for the anchor, one for the technical, one for the director or scriptwriter, and one for the news reporters. The news reporters, the room, it's packed because there were a lot of news reporters in both Filipino and English, and we waited there for 5 hours, almost 6 hours actually, almost 6, because we started at around 6 o'clock, 6:30-ish. We started presenting our newscast at 6:30-ish in the evening. And while we were practicing, our voices were slowly disappearing, but it's still there. It's just that our voices are really tired, just like in Teacher's Day way back in grade 10. That's how I sound like right now. Yeah, you can definitely hear that. And then we returned here in Bunuan Bukig at around 7:30 in the evening to have our dinner. This time, we can finally drink Coke and cold beverages. So we went all out when it comes to drinking Coke. We literally used the entire bottle for ourselves and it was worth it. Right now, my voice is very, very tired from the presentation earlier and I do want to sing, but my voice is not in a good condition right now. Tomorrow though, we're going to Tondaligan Beach. It's pretty nostalgic to see the beach once again because I haven't been there for a long time now. So, see you all tomorrow. So it's the next day and we're here in Tondaligan Beach. The view is so amazing.
I was waken up by one of the teachers who were with us at 5:22 a.m. because my sleep was so good that I forgot to turn on my alarm in Pokemon Sleep. So I changed my pajamas to my shorts and kept my shirt since we're not going to take a bath in the beach because they didn't allow us due to the waves of the beach. We arrived at 6:50 a.m. and it's been 2 years since I went to Tondaligan Beach. We dipped our feet in the water and I didn't even say one of my infamous quotes, which is, "Time to check the temperature of the water." After dipping our feet, we had our breakfast and bathed in the sunshine. At 8:30 a.m., we decided to leave since the sun was getting too hot. went back and cleaned our feet in the bathroom and took a nap. I went to sleep at 10:15 a.m. and I was once again waken up by my friend at 11:50 a.m. because we were going to have our lunch. After eating lunch, one of the teachers decided to go to the public market to buy some ingredients for dinner, and she called out the boys to help her out while I stayed with everyone else since I wanted to continue sleeping. I took a bath at 1 p.m. and changed my clothes. We waited for a few hours until 7:30 p.m. and I fell asleep on waiting. The school director invited us to go to Starbucks for dessert and a celebration for all the hard work we've done over the past few days.
We're in Starbucks. Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day, Jillian.
At 9:50 a.m., we decided to leave and say our thanks. We went back home at 10:10 p.m. and everyone is still up from the coffee and snacks. Some of them fell asleep, some of them slept at 11:30 p.m. while the others slept at around 12:50 in the midnight to 1 a.m. while I slept at 2 a.m.
This is it. The last day. We're now packed up and ready to go, and to be honest, I kind of miss it here, even if we stayed here for like 5 days.
I was once again waken up by one of the teachers at 6:22 a.m. because my alarm was turned off for some reason. I immediately went to the bathroom and took a bath as quickly as possible since I looked at everyone wearing their current Charlesian uniform. After taking a bath and changing my clothes, we have our breakfast at 7:20 a.m. After eating, we quickly packed our stuff and put them all on the ground floor since we were waiting for our ride to drop us off in CSI Stadium for the awarding ceremony, and for the other van to put our stuff back in St. Charles Academy. We arrived at 10:30 a.m. and we were just in time since they were announcing the winners for the group category. They started announcing the winners from 5th place to 2nd place for both individual and group categories before announcing the Rspc qualifiers, and they quickly finished the program as quickly as possible since it was Valentine's Day. Here's my reaction to the results. Roll it!
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go.
We are from SBO. Alameda City National High School.
This is fine.
We didn't make it to the top 5 winners, but that's okay because the only thing that matters to me is that I enjoyed every single moment since this is my last RSPC. After the program, we went to the CSI Mall to buy our lunch at KFC. While waiting, my fellow radio broadcasters played some bowling and I joined alongside them. After playing for less than 25 minutes, we immediately went to the van and went back to St. Charles Academy because one of the teachers is the coach for the SCA ambassador and ambassadress. We went back to St. Charles Academy at 1:30 p.m. and grabbed our lunch. Some of us ate our lunch at school, while I grabbed mine since my mom parked inside the campus while waiting for me. So I grabbed my stuff and put it in our car and went home to take a long rest. Seriously though, I took a long rest that I woke up in the next day. And that's my entire experience about this year's RSPC. I just want to say thank you to all the teachers who fed us, coached us, and handled us with care and joy. As for my fellow Charlesian staffers, thank you for all the wonderful memories that we've made since the beginning. I am very thankful for everything that I experienced ever since I joined in 2022. And for my fellow radio broadcasters who will be continuing their journey, everything is now in your hands. Make our legacy proud, just like the old times. We'll leave the rest to you. Once again, thank you all. So that's all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. KP out. Goodbye.